Hi everybody, it's Steve Halley here with the Family Peace Initiative's Facilitators Tool Chest blog for May of 2021. Who would have guessed? It seems like time is flying so fast. Spring is already here. Today I want to visit with you a little bit about a concept that is really hard to teach in a video presentation like this, but I think it's important to know that regardless of your curriculum or your philosophical approach to how you believe intervening with those who batter is most effective, this conversation that we call at the Family Peace Initiative the funnel is a really powerful way to help participants kind of develop insight and awareness and an understanding about why they did what drove their behavior and what it takes in order to change. The funnel is a powerful conversation, and we teach it in our training series, but it starts out with just data. Step one of the funnel is just listening to somebody who's emotionally activated about something, and usually they have data about their partner doing something, or their boss doing something, or their court service officer doing something that's aggravating them, that's agitating them. And so we just listen while they talk for a little bit. And then we move to step two, which is just simply asking them, how are they feeling about that? And most of the time, people will respond and say they're mad, they're pissed off. And I believe them. But as I've taught you earlier and in previous blog posts, that when people are mad, it doesn't take much to move them to a conversation about fear. Mad's external focus, fear is internal focus. And if we can get them to talking about the adverse feeling of fear, now we're moving them to the internal focus mindset. So after they're able to identify their feelings, bad or they're afraid or they're sad or whatever it might be, then we just casually find the place to say, what does it feel like that they're saying about you when they do that? What does it feel like the message is about you? And it's kind of remarkable how they just kind of identify that. We just kind of will recognize, they'll say, oh, like I'm nothing, like I'm a piece of shit, like I'm irrelevant, I'm invisible, I'm less than a man, I'm not a man. Oh, it's a powerful statement. And if people believe those things about themselves, then it drives cruel behaviors much of the time. And so we want to be able to explore what that belief is all about. And I want you to know that that belief doesn't just show up because of an interaction with a partner or a court service officer. That for most of us, that belief has been lurking in our psyche long before puberty. And so we just ask about that. We just say, gosh, that's a difficult, painful message. Do you remember the first time, sometime before puberty, when you might have received that message from somebody? And you can see them almost kind of be taken aback and go, well, yeah, from my stepdad, from my third grade teacher, from my, brother, my stepmother, my foster mother, my coach, my Boy Scout leader. They have an instant memory of where that message had come from. And then we just want to invite them to talk about that story. We call that the shadow story process of the funnel, where they're just talking about, this is what happened to me, and this is how that shadow message played out for me in my life. And we're just, thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that. And once we've gotten through there, we want to shift it, because we don't want people to continue living primarily out of their shadow message. And so we might ask them, what if that shadow message wasn't true? What do you suppose would be more true? And they'll tell us. They'll say, well, if I wasn't worthless, I'd have value. If I wasn't stupid, I'd be smart enough. If I wasn't irrelevant, I'd be somebody. And we might even explore that by asking them, well, great, did you have anyone in your life who had told you that, could see something in you, that loved you at a time when you were having trouble loving yourself? Is there somebody who gave you evidence that maybe your shadow message wasn't true? And they'll tell you, oh yeah, my grandpa. Oh yeah, my coach. Oh yeah, my minister. Oh yeah, my stepdad. Oh yeah, my stepmom. Oh, they loved me when nobody else did. I was safe with them. I was comfortable with them. Great. So when they were doing that for you, when they were loving you for no other reason other than you were lovable, then what did you feel like that said about you? Like I'm somebody, like I'm special, like I'm valuable, like I'm important. Cool. And if you believed them, if you knew that you were lovable, valuable, and important, how do you think you'd be handling this situation with your partner, your court service officer, your boss, whoever it is? And if we're writing these things on the board as we're going, it's almost verbatim what these people will say. They will look at the board and they'll say, I can tell you for certain, I would have never done that. That's powerful. What do you think you would have done instead? Oh, I probably would have just stayed calm. I probably would have just kind of walked away and got my head about me. I probably would have just listened to what they had to say. I probably would have considered. But when their shadow message is activated, when they feel like they're nothing, they're irrelevant, they're stupid, they're pathetic, they're less of a man, they're a piece of shit, emotional reactivity sets in and people make different choices. And so it's easy, to think about this funnel process and helping people transform and identify for themselves how they might make different choices in circumstances. But just telling people when their shadow is activated that they should be making different choices is not really a transformational process. Helping them see how their own belief in themselves is driving their own behavior can be a super transformational conversation with those who are developing insight into their own psyche.